All set for start. It's gallop now, Chica Adios. Set racing. Chica Adios has come out in a full stretch gallop. Away quickly, Longlands Lady leads Mickaleen, who's mixing its gear. It's broken now, Mickaleen. It's gone for a gallop, Mickaleen. Chica Adios is also galloping, and so too is To Learn Reb. So the fancied candidates are running third last and last early. Mickaleen and also To Learn Reb. They've both thrown the best part of 50 metres away early. Chica Adios won't settle down, and Longlands Lady from one lead Southern Legend by 6 metres early. Travelling 3 wide early is Tella. Montana Miss in the centre. Yarraman settles 3 back on the fence early, then Deadly Nightshade. Third last and 15 metres away, Mickaleen, followed by To Learn Reb some 12 metres away, and 20 metres to Chica Adios. Down the straight they race towards the 1800. In front, Longlands Lady, over 4 metres. Tella works up on the outside to be second. Third, the leaders back as Southern Legend, and fourth on the outside as Montana Miss with cover. On her inside, and racing 3 back on the rail as Yarraman. Deadly Nightshade is 8 metres away. A break of 15 metres to Mickaleen, 10 metres away To Learn Reb, and 20 metres away Chica Adios. Out of the straight they race towards the back once again. Lead time 60.5 at the lap and a half on the trot. Longlands Lady in front, almost 2.5 metres. 2 on the outside, Tella. Southern Legend the fence is third. Fourth on the outside, Montana Miss. Fifth on the rail and 2 metres away, Yarraman, followed by Deadly Nightshade. She works up to be 3 back on the outside. Tacking up now 6 metres away, To Learn Reb, and also on the outside is Mickaleen, and 15 metres away Chica Adios. About 25 to 30 metres had covered the field. Around the turn a bit more than a lap out. First quarter 31.3, and Longlands Lady, she's had a very good run. She gets her chance tonight by 2.5 metres to Tella. Fourth on the outside is Montana Miss, and she's had a very good run. Then Southern Legend, the leaders back, followed by Deadly Nightshade. Yarraman needs a run the rail. To Learn Reb is third last, followed by Mickaleen, and tacking up is Chica Adios. So they race out of the straight the final time in the trot at the 800 metres, and every chance for the leader, Longlands Lady. She goes to the back straight, second quarter in 31.8, 3 metres clear of Tella. Southern Legend, the rail, fourth on the outside, Montana Miss, followed by Yarraman. Up on the outside, Deadly Nightshade, 4 metres to Mickaleen, second last on the outside of To Learn Reb, and last is Chica Adios. Inside the 500 metres they race. Longlands Lady still clear in front, almost 3 metres to Tella, who's worked its half out of its gear. Southern Legend, the rail, pulling out now Montana Miss, 3 wide, flushing Deadly Nightshade, 4 wide. Yarraman between runners comes off the rail, followed by Mickaleen, To Learn Reb, and Chica Adios is last. On the home turn, 200 metres out, third quarter 31.7. It's Longlands Lady almost 3 metres in front. Tella has run its race. Montana Miss is making ground with Deadly Nightshade. Yarraman needs a run, followed by Mickaleen on the outside. Longlands Lady gone. Quickly on the outside, Deadly Nightshade hit the lead from Montana Miss. Mickaleen putting up a big effort on the outside, coming it after Deadly Nightshade. This is the real Mickaleen tonight. He goes to the lead near the line, and Mickaleen has put up an outstanding effort to win by a metre to Deadly Nightshade. Yarraman has flown for third. Montana Miss close up. To Learn Reb just in behind them. Longlands Lady found nothing. Then Southern Legend, Chica Adios, and Tella was run last.
Right, we'll leave Brian there. Placings 3, 7 and 9 as we go to Penrith for the running of race number 3.
Lawson's take the event, and they're moving forward well. Cunnamulla Boy in double digit. Benny Boy, Dandy Rhythm, Fox's Fortune. All set. Ready for a start in the third. Toad favourite number 1, Super Future, 160 and 110. Ready. And racing, Super Future dwelt at the start. Winning it was Fox's Fortune over second, double digit, who soon after heads it. On the outside was on her way, or they jam at the first turn, getting up Benny Boy. Super Future has a beautiful inside run. And down the back, Super Future race to the front, out by 2. On second, Unreliable Miss, 2.5. Third, Fox's Fortune, followed by Benny Boy, Dandy Rhythm, double digit. Second last, Cunnamulla Boy. Last was on his way, but towards the home turn, it's Super Future, 2.5 lengths in front. Unreliable Miss for second, but it's all Super Future. Super Future wins by 5. Super Future first, second Unreliable Miss, third Fox's Fortune from Benny Boy, double digit, Dandy Rhythm. Second last was on her way, and last of all was Cunnamulla Boy.
Placings there, 1, 7 and 2 on race 3 at Penrith. Now, late scratching at Maitland. And
Darcy Dale go to the lead from Striking Joel. Cameo Flyer, Dad's Boy out wide from Loophole. The time's right, Pimpernel. In behind those, Ironbark Warrior Padan was second last, and our Dancing Doris brought up the rear. Down the back they travel, and Thompson has Darcy Dale bowling along about 3 to Striking Joel. One going fast around the outside was Dad's Boy, being followed along then by down on the rail was Loophole, Cameo Flyer up on the outside of it. Next in the event, the time's right from Pimpernel. Ironbark Warrior, our Dancing Doris, and Padan brought up the rear. They leave the back and move to the turn, a lap and a quarter left before them, and Darcy Dale showed the way. Over Striking Joel, Dad's Boy's third on the outside. Next in the event, Loophole from Cameo Flyer, the time's right. Our Dancing Doris, Pimpernel, and the last pair in the event were Ironbark Warrior and Padan. Down to the judge they travel, the Belfast coming up this time in the McCall Engineering Cup. And no change in the order. Darcy Dale doing it well, showed the way, a length and a half to Striking Joel. Dad's Boy without cover in advance of Loophole, Cameo Flyer, our Dancing Doris, the time's right. Padan, Pimpernel and Ironbark Warrior 600 out, and Thompson risked a peep at the opposition. It was just shortly after. Out Striking Joel going out after the leader. Dad's Boy next, followed then by Loophole. Further out still was Cameo Flyer from our Dancing Doris. One time's right, Pimpernel, Padan and Ironbark Warrior, 400 left to travel, and still the leader was Darcy Dale, a half a length to Striking Joel. Loophole putting in a big run, followed then by our Dancing Doris, Pimpernel, Padan down on the rail. Out wide in the event was the time's right, and Ironbark Warrior was last of all. They're about to turn the corner where Striking Joel was the leader. Loophole coming at it on the outside. Royal at work with a stick on Striking Joel. Loophole trying hard to peg it back. It's Striking Joel in front over Loophole. Our Dancing Doris coming with a big run. They get the line of photo. Oh, it's close between Striking Joel and our Dancing Doris. Loophole was third, followed then by Darcy Dale, Padan, Pimpernel, Ironbark Warrior, Cameo Flyer, the time's right, and Dad's Boy last in.
Right, well, we'll leave Ned there. It's a photo finish and we'll update.
Light is on. Racing. Kim Bolton run in the centre. Came out of the line very quickly and skedaddled straight to the lead. Electrifying second. Bon Hero third. And then Destiny Calls, Virgo Burn, Red Chip, Sammy Bye Bye. And General Grant last and wide, running into the first corner where the favourite grabbed the lead. Kim Bolton run crossed onto the fence and led by 2 lengths to Electrifying, with Bon Hero a neck away and 1 deep. Destiny Calls 3 wide, moving forward a length away. Red Chip on the outside of Sammy Bye Bye. Virgo Burn latched onto the back of Destiny Calls, and General Grant 2 lengths away at the 1600 metres mark. Kim Bolton run on top, leading by 2 to Destiny Calls, still planted 3 wide on the outside of Bon Hero. Electrifying's on the fence. Virgo Burn on the back of Destiny Calls around Red Chip. Sammy Bye Bye on the rail, and General Grant peels 3 deep at the tail of the field. Lead time 35.9, and Kim Bolton runs a length and a half in front at the 1300. Destiny Calls second, now 1 deep around Electrifying, and Virgo Burn was left 3 wide and strides a little closer. General Grant has latched onto the back of Virgo Burn. Bon Hero's in the centre. Sammy Bye Bye on the rail, and Red Chip last in a compact field in the stretch for the bell. Kim Bolton run shows the way at the 1100 metres peg, 31.4 first split of the mile. Virgo Burn now moves to second, and Destiny Calls will get some cover behind Virgo Burn. Electrifying on the fence, and General Grant left 3 wide in the breeze. Then Sammy Bye Bye, Bon Hero and Red Chip now 3 deep on the back of General Grant as they turn out of the straight. 800 metres left to travel, and Kremen looks over his shoulder, has a big long look on Kim Bolton run, who leads by 2 to Virgo Burn and 1 to General Grant, 3 wide. Electrifying on the fence, being niggled at, then Destiny Calls, Red Chip, Sammy Bye Bye and Bon Hero. A neat 32nd section. Kim Bolton run 2 in front at the 550 over Virgo Burn, with General Grant third on the outside. Then Red Chip around Destiny Calls from Sammy Bye Bye, Bon Hero, and Electrifying calls it a night and drops out to the rear. Kim Bolton run by 2.5 at the 300 metres peg. Virgo Burn second. Red Chip trying hard on the outside. Then General Grant and Destiny Calls. But Kim Bolton run nicely clear coming around the corner at the 200 metres mark. And Kim Bolton run set sail for home. 3 in front of Red Chip. Then Virgo Burn, Destiny Calls and Sammy Bye Bye. Kim Bolton runs in front. Red Chip's trying very hard to close the gap, but all to no avail. And Kim Bolton run leads all of the way and bolts in. Kim Bolton run beat Red Chip. Destiny Calls third, then Sammy Bye Bye, Virgo Burn, General Grant, Bon Hero and Electrifying.
And the Favourite putters cheer. And
good backing for the pink November Sunset. Ready? Racing, Short County dwelt. One of the best out was Sparkling Image. Cadman Bale. November Sunset is charging over from the outside, and November Sunset strides to the lead. Second was Cadman Bale, followed by Trisha Glee, and then Sparkling Image. Along the rail, Short County, followed by Copper Sunset, and then came Frightful Flash and Ardrossan last. November Sunset on the bunny is out by 4 lengths. Cadman Bale, then Trisha Glee, Short County and Sparkling Image, but November Sunset turns for home. A brilliant performance. November Sunset all the way. November Sunset goes on to win. Trisha Glee got second. Short County and Cadman Bale for third from Sparkling Image. Further back then was Copper Sunset, Frightful Flash and Ardrossan. Good performance by November Sunset.
And light comes on, away they go. Precious Lotus drives up on the inside, away as well as anything. Nara Nicolai's trying to work across. Crown the Joker was 3 deep. Synonym easing, looking for a trail early. Driving up on the rails then Casino Boy. They are followed by Strathlodden Gift. Medoro Caramia still out 3 wide. Mostas Macho didn't have any early speed. Michaelite's going to be last and cut the caper back to the tail, but getting up on the inside. Well, Precious Lotus held them all out as they go into the back straight. And she's 4 metres clear of Nara Nicolai, racing up without cover. Back in behind the leader, but wanting to go faster is Casino Boy, and Synonym lands 1-1. Crown the Joker next on the outside. Strathlodden Gift has dropped to the rails. Medoro Caramia's out 3 deep and going on with it. Then Mostas Macho back on its inside was Cut the Caper, and Michaelite at the tail. The leader starts to steady. Precious Lotus a couple in front, but looking to take it a bit easier now as Nara Nicolai joins it, and in turn Medoro Caramia goes 3 wide, so she won't get it easier, Precious Lotus. Then Synonym, Casino Boy the inside, Synonym there dropping back, so Medoro Caramia drops in, but it's still going to end up without cover, I think, as Nara Nicolai's going on with it now. Precious Lotus is not going to try and hold it, so Nara Nicolai goes to the front. Precious Lotus second. Medoro Caramia will face the breeze. Now the lead time's pretty good, 1:18.8. Casino Boy 3 back on the inside, then Synonym 1 by 1. Strathlodden Gift the rails, Crown the Joker comes 3 wide. Michaelite's coming from behind it. Michaelite actually was first to go. Back on the inside, Cut the Caper, and Mostas Macho was back to the tail. Into the back they head. Nara Nicolai led by a couple of metres to Medoro Caramia. Precious Lotus in behind the leader. Synonym's had a great trail. Out 3 wide on the track then was Crown the Joker. Michaelite 3 deep, but it's got a cart home. Casino Boy 3 back on the inside. They are followed then between horses at this stage would have been Strathlodden Gift. Cut the Capers on the inside, and 2 metres still last Mostas Macho. Onto the home bend they swing. First quarter 31.7, so the pace here has been quite reasonable. Nara Nicolai on top, led a couple. Medoro Caramia gets closer now as Crown the Joker moves up 3 wide. Michaelite's got the cart home. Synonym in the centre as Medoro Caramia goes straight past Nara Nicolai. Driver looking down on it, say it's got a flat tyre. Precious Lotus getting dragged back by Nara Nicolai. Strathlodden Gift is going through in the centre. Michaelite out 3 wide, but having to wait there for Crown the Joker to do something. Mostas Macho following Michaelite. Casino Boys got shuffled out of it. Cut the Caper last. Into the back they go. Medoro Caramia led 2 metres. Synonym sits up second. 8 or 10 metres away then to Crown the Joker and Michaelite trying hard to get to these first 2. Strathlodden Gift getting up along the inside. Then Mostas Macho. Further back Casino Boy. Cut the Caper. Precious Lotus. Medoro Caramia going strongly off the back. Got away from Synonym. Crown the Joker's under enormous pressure. So's Michaelite. Strathlodden Gift in behind them. Casino Boy looking for a split now. Or getting into bother Mostas Macho. Medoro Caramia's the one to beat into the straight. Is 6 metres in front of Synonym. Michaelite, Crown the Joker trying hard. Then Casino Boy, Strathlodden Gift, Precious Lotus. But Medoro Caramia did it the hard way throughout and is too good. Medoro Caramia beats either Strathlodden Gift or Michaelite. Nothing in it for second. There's about 5 in line, 6 in line. Synonym, Crown the Joker, Precious Lotus, Casino Boy are all in that line with the other 2 in the photo. Then Cut the Caper. Mostas Macho in trouble on the turn. And Nara Nicolai.
50. Green light. Bunny up to the boxes. Ready. Racing, and a nice line out. Lady Glide Air and Gentle Lou stepped away well with Grease Lightning on the outside. Behind those came Extra Sharp from Sierra Madre. A couple went via the Cape. Big Bad short in by the Lady Glide Air got around it, and this presented the race to Gentle Lou, is out by 6 lengths. Now Suspect Sally the second, 2 lengths third Sierra Madre, followed by Lady Glide Air, A.B. Patterson. A long gap to Grease Lightning, Extra Sharp, and last was Big Bad Sean, but around the home turn goes Gentle Lou. It's a minute in front. Gentle Lou 10 lengths clear from Suspect Sally, and Gentle Lou a big winner of the consolation. Gentle Lou first, second Suspect Sally, third Sierra Madre, followed next by Lady Glide Air and A.B. Patterson from Grease Lightning, Extra Sharp, and last was Big Bad Sean.
A very easy winner and from a very good kennel.
14. Herald Sun Handicap, Go Racing. Beginning quickly from 1, Logan Fella pounces on the early lead from Admiral's Armour. Out of its gear after the start is Butler. Sunny Bray Miss was slowly away. Florence away fairly well. Away very quickly, Gavel Sunner zooming around the outside. Viewfield Lord settles down fourth. Let's have a look for Elmore Fella. He settles down about 10th early in the race. He was totally away, and dropping out to last some 15 metres away is Butler. Logan Fella leads Gavel Sun by 4 metres around the turn. Admiral's Armour 6 metres away third. 10 metres away Injector on the outside of Viewfield Lord. Then Father George. Strato Cruiser out 3 wide. Bombshell away well. Stalwart the inside. Then Florence, followed by Elmore Fella. Sunny Bray misses third last. Tacking up as Butler. And last is Tough Decision. About 35 metres had covered the field. 2 circuits out. And Logan Fella, he leads by 4 metres to Admiral's Armour. Gavel Sun, the leader's back now third. While Strato Cruiser, after racing very wide, is now being restrained. He'll be last in just a stride at the 1600 metres. Settling down fifth and 3 back on the rail as Viewfield Lord. Injector has the cover fourth. Trailed up in turn by Father George. Then Bombshell on the outside of Stalwart, followed by Florence on the inside of Elmore Fella. Sunny Bray misses 5 metres away on the outside of Butler. Then Tough Decision, and dropping out to last after racing wide earlier, Strato Cruiser. 1250 metres out. Lead time 1:03.1. In front Logan Fella. He's had a pretty good run for the first circuit by 2.5 metres to Admiral's Armour at the leader's wheel. Gavel Sun racing third. He's pulling though, followed by Injector fourth as the leader drops anchor. Then Father George Handy, 3 back on the outside of Viewfield Lord. 4 back on the outside is Bombshell of Stalwart, followed by Florence on the inside of Elmore Fella. He's 5 back on the outside, trailed up by Sunny Bray Miss, then Butler, Tough Decision, and Strato Cruiser switches back to the rail last. 1,000 to go. First quarter 32.3. Out of the straight they race. It's Logan Fella. He's had a very good run by 1.5 metres. Admiral's Armour's done it a tough way on the outside. Gavel Sun, the leader's back, as third, and now angling one off the fence as Injector on the outside was about to peel 3 wide. Pushed Gavel Sun back in a pocket. 4 metres away, Father George now pulling out 3 wide. Trailed up in turn by Bombshell. Coming off the rail, Stalwart. Then Viewfield Lord. Elmore Fella was pulling out, followed by Florence and Butler. Then Sunny Bray Miss, Strato Cruiser, and Tough Decision dropping out of it. Second quarter 31.6, 400 metres out before the turn. At the moment, Logan Fella, he's going as well as anything by 2 metres to Admiral's Armour. 5 metres away, Injector flat. Father George now pulls out 3 wide. Then Bombshell to the extreme outside, followed by Stalwart, Gavel Sun. Elmore Fella not in the race. Inside the 200 metres, third quarter 28.9. Logan Fella, he's in full flight over 4 metres. Admiral's Armour gone. Stalwart getting up on the rail, making ground, and now Bombshell is joining in quickly on the outside. Logan Fella stopping. This has been a run by Bombshell. He ranged up to tackle Logan Fella. Logan Fella, Bombshell. Logan Fella maybe has kicked and won a nose to Bombshell. Only a pin in it though. Close up Father George third. Then Stalwart, Admiral's Armour. In behind them came Injector, followed by Sunny Bray Miss and Elmore Fella. Then Viewfield Lord, Florence, Butler, Strato Cruiser, Tough Decision, and tailed off in the race was Gavel Sun.
We'll check those placings for you. We've got races coming up at Wentworth Park and Maitland very shortly, so let's quickly...
Racing, Spirit Master and Tickety Boo both jumped nicely on the outside. Genesis is showing all the speed into the first corner, and Spirit Master just leads Genesis the outside. Tickety Boo gets the trail. Groves Rep, Doreen Mary, then Lobster Pot. Further back, Freddie Panda and Imperial Storm. Spirit Master's the leader. In second place now was Genesis. Groves Rep has gone through, and then Tickety Boo, and further back Lobster Pot. Spirit Master nicely clear. Going into second place was Groves Rep, but it is all Spirit Master, and Spirit Master wins nicely. Groves Rep second, Tickety Boo third, then Lobster Pot. Behind those was Genesis, Doreen Mary, further back Imperial Storm, and Freddie Panda was last.
The superfecta is through for Wentworth Park Race 2, and the numbers for the superfecta.
By Sir Christopher Twangy out wide. Muckalee Kid began well from the second row. Mr. White was next in advance of Viking Willie, and Rip Sun immediately dropped out the last, making the run around the corner the first time. And Sudo showed the way a length and a half to Casley Low Bell. Sir Christopher third, the rail in the centre, Keep Clear, Twangy out wide, followed by Muckalee Kid, Mr. White, a bit of a scrimmage there. In behind those was Kaz, and the last pair now would be in the event Viking Willie and also Rip Sun. Down to the judge they travel with 2 to go, and Sudo showed the way over Twangy. Casley Low Bell third, Keep Clear was next on the outside of Sir Christopher, followed then by Muckalee Kid. Mr. White, the rail next in the event was Kaz, being followed then by Viking Willie, and still Rip Sun brought up the rear. Not a lot of pace on as they commenced the run down the back, where Sudo was the leader, a length to Twangy, racing without cover. Casley Low Bell third, the rail. They were followed then by Keep Clear and Sir Christopher together. In behind those Muckalee Kid, Mr. White pulling hard on the paint in advance of Kaz, followed then by Viking Willie, and still Rip Sun brought up the rear. A lap and a quarter to travel, and not a great space between first and last, where Sudo showed the way, a length to Casley Low Bell and Twangy together. In behind those Keep Clear, followed then by Sir Christopher. Muckalee Kid on the outside of Mr. White. Next in the event at this stage would be Kaz, followed by Viking Willie, and still Rip Sun brought up the rear. Down to the judge they travel, a bell lap coming up this time, and Sudo doing it well out in front, showed the way over Twangy and Casley Low Bell. Keep Clear and Sir Christopher together. Muckalee Kid, Mr. White, Kaz, Viking Willie, and still Rip Sun was trailing. They've got 600 to travel, and Sudo was still in charge, a length to Casley Low Bell and Twangy. Sir Christopher on the rail next in the event. Keep Clear from Muckalee Kid, Mr. White. Kaz unwinding a big run right up around the outside. Going with it now was Viking Willie, and Rip Sun was still last, 450 out on him, many chances, where Sudo was still in charge over Casley Low Bell. Muckalee Kid now making a forward move. Further out still in the event was Kaz. They were being followed then by Twangy. Sir Christopher, Mr. White, and dropping out the last was Viking Willie. 250 left to travel, and Sudo the leader over Casley Low Bell, and on the outside Muckalee Kid in the straight, and Sudo clear of Casley Low Bell, Muckalee Kid, and further out still was Kaz, but Sudo's pinched it on him and driven right out. Sudo won the money. Casley Low Bell or Sir Christopher for second, followed by Muckalee Kid, Kaz, Rip Sun, Twangy, Mr. White, Viking Willie, and Keep Clear last in.
The winner number 4 there, Sudo, and the photo for the miners.
False start. Red light. A false start declared almost at the dispatch point. A false start. Ready to run. Fourth race, blue light this time. Racing, Council's Brief, Kimbolden, Jane and Lady Royce came out of the machine very quickly. Southpaw Glad is fourth, Talia fifth, then Exodus, Rage and Lass and Old Tarbox, followed by My Reality. Mr. Elusive second last, and Sammy Seth had dropped back to the tail. Council's Brief in front at the end of 300 metres. Lady Royce quickly moved to second, and Talia's third on the back of the speed. Kimbolden Jane settles fourth, one out, one back, and Southpaw Glad's three back in the running lane. Then Exodus on the inside of Old Tarbox, who's rushing forward, and Mr. Elusive's going forward on the rail, followed by My Reality. Sammy Seth and Rage and Lass shuffle back to the tail of the field. 36.4 the lead time, and Old Tarbox has made a quick dash around the outside, and he takes over. On the top bend at the 1400 metres peg, Old Tarbox rolled onto the rail and led by 2 to Council's Brief. A length and a half to Talia, a length and a half to Lady Royce, and 1 to Kimbolden Jane now left without cover. Southpaw Glad on the back of Jane, Mr. Elusive on the fence, and then Exodus. My Reality peels out 3 deep around Sammy Seth, and Rage and Lass is last as they turn the corner inside the 12. 32.2 the first split of the mile. Old Tarbox shows the way by more than a length to Council's Brief, and My Reality now strides up to the wheel of the leader. Kimbolden Jane is again fourth, 1 out, 1 back, and Talia now shuffled back on the fence. A length away Southpaw Fork Lad on the outside of Lady Royce and then Exodus, followed by Mr. Elusive, Raging Lass and Sammy Seth last as they turn out of the straight. 800 metres left to run. Old Tarbox a length in front of My Reality and a length and a half to Council's Brief on the rail. One to Kimbolton Jane being niggled at. Talliers on the fence with nowhere to go, and South Fork Lad sitting on the back of Kimbolton Jane. Then Exodus, Lady Royce, Mr. Elusive, followed by Raging Lass and Sammy Seth. 32 the second quarter of the mile. Old Tarbox a neck in front at the 500. My Reality trying to get on terms. Council's Brief 2 lengths away. Kimbolton Jane under pressure. South Fork Lad peels 3 deep. Exodus sticking to his back for a ride home, and Talliers on the fence with nowhere to go. Old Tarbox and My Reality together at the top of the lane. My Reality put his head in front around the bend from Old Tarbox. South Fork Lad under the whip. Exodus peels to the outside, then Council's Brief. Tallier can't get a crack. My Reality in front. Exodus after My Reality. My Reality leads. Exodus cutting it down with every stride. Here's the post. My Reality hangs on. My Reality beat Exodus. Tallier dove through near the fence, ran third. Then Kimbolton Jane, South Fork Lad. Council's Brief, Raging Lass, Sammy Seth, Old Tarbox, Mr. Elusive, and Lady Royce last of all.
Well, they held Penrith, and
The lure approaches for the 5th. They're ready. Racing, dwelling at the start was Office Charm. Adios Prince began well, but not as quickly as Macdera, who heads it. Moving up on the outside, Big Bad Janice, followed by Gay Bliss, who's 4th. Next out wide is Gary, followed by Apollo Cape, Office Charm. And back at the tail was Big Red Roo. Towards the back, it's Macdera. A length and a half in front. Pressure applied by Big Bad Janice. They're 2 clear of Apollo. Adios Prince 3rd. Behind those came Gay Bliss, followed out wide by Apollo Cape, and 3 lengths to Gary. Next to last was Big Red Roo, and last was Office Charm. To the home turn, Big Bad Janice moves up to Macdera. Moving up along the fence was Adios Prince and Big Bad Janice. Big Bad Janice hit the front, and Big Bad Janice has beaten second Adios Prince. 3rd was Macdera, followed by Apollo Cape. Behind those, Big Red Roo, Office Charm. Next to last was Gay Bliss, and last of all was Gary.
right, it's time to update Globe Derby race 3 now.
January, they're set racing. Romeo Chapel began quickly, and it looks like it will get across. Yes, Romeo Chapel's got the pace and goes straight to the lead. Now working across from out wider is Oriana Skipper, looking on in the centre, back on the inside, settling down Masada. 4 or 5 metres away, Cura Gold beaten for early speed. Satin Tabella on its outside. They are followed then by Butcher's Hook, Lancashire Star. Parley's Pride well back out of it, as was Earl Nugent, and Mr. Director jagging back to the tail. Into the straight the first time round, just over 2 to run. Romeo Chapel getting an easy in the first 600. Now he's about to speed up because Butcher's Hook is whipping around them. Romeo Chapel, the leader. Butcher's Hook works up second on the outside. Oriana Skipper's now got the 1-1 racing around Masada. 4 metres then to looking on, lead time 46.9. Cura Gold on the rails, then Satin Tabella going to the inside, Mr. Director to save some ground. Further back in the field then to Lancashire Star, Parley's Pride second last, and Earl Nugent now taking off from the tail. Into the back they race, they've got a lap and 3/4 to run. Romeo Chapel the pilot by 4 metres to Butcher's Hook. Behind the leader Masada, Oriana Skipper running 4th. Further back in the field then Cura Gold, Earl Nugent steadily getting around them. They are followed then by in the centre, would have been looking on. Mr. Director bailed up on the inside. On the outside, Satin Tabella, Lancashire Star comes 3 wide, and Parley's Pride follows the mare from the tail. First quarter, 32 seconds as they swing it to the straight to get the bell. And Earl Nugent, this favourite, I think, stuck out 3 wide to stay there. The leader is Romeo Chapel. It's had a good run. Led 2 metres in second placing Butcher's Hook. Earl Nugent's going to be out deep for a long way. On the inside, Masada, Oriana Skipper the centre. Lancashire Star works up onto the back of Earl Nugent, so she gets into the race nicely. Cura Gold the inside, looking on the centre, 3 deep, Parley's Pride, and then further back in the field then Mr. Director from Satin Tabella. Second quarter they sped up to 30.4 as they go into the back straight, and the leader Romeo Chapel 2 or 3 metres, Butcher's Hook. Earl Nugent still coming on out 3 wide. Lancashire Star's got the sit on its back. Then on the inside, Masada, Oriana Skipper in the centre, wider out, Parley's Pride safe for 1 late sprint, and then Cura Gold well out of it. Satin Tabella looking on, Mr. Director. Romeo Chapel skipped away. Earl Nugent can't go on. Through on the inside, getting now, out now was Marsada. Pulling wide, Lancashire Star, Parley's Pride, Butcher's Hook drops out from Cura Gold, but Romeo Chapel skipped away into the straight. Marsada's into the clear of Good Enough. Lancashire Star running on, Cura Gold the inside, but it's still the leader, Romeo Chapel. Marsada's making a late dive. Romeo Chapel might have hung on. This is close again. Marsada's made a big dive at Romeo Chapel. Cura Gold or Lancashire Star for third. Then Mr. Director, Earl Nugent. They are followed home by Looking On, Butcher's Hook, Satin Tabella. Then Oriana Skipper and G. Parley's Pride last to pull up.
Placings there.
Ready to go. Racing now, Congo Kids come out nicely off the inside and going hard. Ivan Iceman, Master Dixie is looking for the rails, charging up out wide. Apache Tour, Sharka's Gold. Further back then, First Contract, Pretty Evelyn and Topsy Taffy. Into the back, Ivan Iceman drove away and kicked clear from Apache Tour, going up to join it. They're out by 3 lengths to First Contract, followed by Congo Kid, and then came Sharka's Gold and Master Dixie. Ivan Iceman led, Apache Tour, and behind them First Contract's running on. Apache Tour on the outside first.